Hello, everybody. Happy Boxing Day, day after Christmas, December 26th. This is episode 23 of Deb's Artsy Life, and I know I have been away for quite some time, a hot minute. It's actually been 36 or 38 days since I posted a video, and I don't have a good reason for that, except that I've been really busy, and I just haven't made it a priority to sit down and talk to you all. So I hope I haven't lost all my subscribers. It looks like you guys are hanging in there with me, and I appreciate that. This channel is about my happy little art life. I talk a lot about crochet and knitting, mostly crochet and knitting, and some art. I'm hoping this week that I can do a video about my artwork and some painting that I've been working on, and just some fun things to share with you. I'm off this week. I'm off until the 2nd of January. So I'm hoping to do a few videos this week, and I'm excited to share with you all the things that I've been working on. It has been a while, so let me see if I can. First of all, one thing I want to do is tell you about my error in the things I said on my last video, or if I've ever said anything bad about Big Twist Party Yarn, like it doesn't knit up, then disregard that, because I have been knitting with the Big Twist Party yarn, and the problem was not the yarn, the problem was me and my inexperience at knitting. But I'm working on a sweater with this, and this will be the back panel, and then I'll do the front panel. And so as you can see, I've come a long way, and I love how this works up. It's a beautiful, soft yarn. And so it knits. This is crochet. I crocheted in the beginning, and then I cast on the stitches and began to knit. Um, this yarn is fabulous. I just cannot stop ordering more. They keep coming out with new colors. And so I encourage you to go to Joann's website and check out the Big Twist yarn, the Big Twist Party yarn. I had a friend of mine who meets with us at the library twice a month. She is a weaver. She dyes her own yarn. She grows her own animals, I think, or at least did at one time. She and her husband both weave, and she crochets and knits. She's very, very knowledgeable. And she looked at the Big Twist Party yarn, and her take on it was that it would not peel because um, even though the separate strands were loosely spun, the individual strands that make up the yarn were very tightly spun. So she thought it was a very good yarn, and that was enough for me. This is another sweater that I've started. As you can tell, I have startitis again. I keep it actually, but this is Lion Brand Pound of Love Crimson, I think, or Cherry. And I've had it for a while, but I decided to pull it out and make another sweater like the big bathrobe, only hopefully it won't turn into a bathrobe. It'll be something I can wear out. And this is the Big Twist Party because I was afraid 1 pound would not be enough for a sweater. So I incorporated it, and you see it works up very well with the Pound of Love. I just used a J hook throughout. So it'll just have some stripes, some color blocks of the party yarn, and then the rest of it will be red. So this is the back panel, and it's just going to be a big, oversized cardigan. So that's what I wanted to say about the party yarn. I absolutely love it. I love that yarn. This is what, and I know I've shown you before, but it's Big Twist Party from Joann, and the colorways are just so fabulous, and they keep coming out with new ones. So I've placed an order that will be here shortly. This is the progress I've made on the Autumn Sunrise Sweater by Cinnamon Stitches. This is using Ferris wheel, line brand Ferris wheel yarn. I've got, I've started the second sleeve and I'm almost finished with the first sleeve. I frogged the bottom because I had worked the ribbing and then decided it was not long enough to suit me. So I ripped out the ribbing and started, and I'm going to continue the granny clusters to make this longer and then do the ribbing, the beautiful front post, back post ribbing around the bottom. So still got a ways to go on that. And because I get bored so easily, I just work on one thing and then go to another. Right now I'm going to pause and get myself a cup of chamomile spearmint tea. It seems like a good day for that. We've got lots and lots of rain here. So hold on just a minute. Okay, welcome back. This is chamomile. I mixed chamomile tea and spearmint tea in the infuser or whatever it's called. Yeah, tea infuser. And it's just a really good tea to kind of relax your muscles. And I don't know about you, but I get kind of achy when it rains. And I took a nap yesterday, which I shouldn't have done. And so that tends to trigger migraines with me. So I'm trying to relax my body and stave off a migraine with this tea. And besides that, it's just a perfect day to sit and drink tea because it is very, very rainy outside. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. I sure did. Um, my grandson and my daughter came on Christmas Eve and we all exchanged gifts and had a lot of fun with my 2-year-old grandson. And then yesterday, my husband and I just kind of napped and we ate a big, huge breakfast of gluten-free blueberry pancakes, gluten-free, dairy-free, and turkey bacon and regular bacon and hash browns. And it was just a lot of carbs, pure maple syrup. And so when all that was over, I think we were both just exhausted. It was like a sugar high, and then I crashed. So I slept for about 3 hours yesterday and still slept last night. So today I've got quite a bit of energy to burn off. So I'm going from one project to another. I wanted to show you how I organized I think I talked about it on one of the previous videos, organizing or storing my circular needles, my circular knitting needles. And because they're just so, they get all tangled up. And so what I did was I had bought these on Amazon, actually for an art storage solution, art supplies, art bits. But I used it for this and I just labeled them. And so I've got all my hooks stored neatly, and that way they don't go every which way. And then I've got these tiny ones for my special stitch markers that have the hook size on them, the JG, And then these are my locking stitch markers, my little cheap plastic ones, and then any others that don't have labels. So that's how I'm organizing my hooks. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, but for now it works. And then I've shown you my basket before and shown you how messy it was. And now it's not so messy. And I bought these on Amazon, so I've got even more stitch markers. But I just put these envelopes down in the back of this and just kind of stuff them down in there. And this is how it looks sitting on my table. So it's not ideal, but it works. If I cleaned it out, it might work better. You see what I'm wearing. I bought those on Amazon, like compression gloves. And I do find knitting. I don't have any pain knitting, but crochet makes this joint hurt so badly. It's like a burning. And then this knuckle swells. So I don't know if it's arthritis or what, but hopefully this will help because I do still love to crochet. Um, what I've been working on today is I pulled out, I'm sure you remember this, and I just kind of, I didn't like it because there's not enough color contrast for me, and the colors are very pastel-y. So what I did was Hirschner's, that's hard to say, Hirschner's had a sale, and it wasn't that great of a sale, but I saw that this was anti-pilling yarn, and all of this is Premier anti-pilling. And so this was a color that seemed to really go well with it and add some contrast. So I bought this color, which is juniper. And what I'm going to do is just incorporate it into the rest of my granny squares and hope that, it'll tie it together. Since I'd already joined these and they're 10 round granny squares, I didn't want to take them apart, or I refused to take them apart. So I'm just going to carry on and hope that there's enough contrast in the remaining granny squares. I want to make a throw. So like this would be, one big long, this is probably the width of it, I'd say, or maybe the length. I don't know. But I'll just add squares to this, and I'll just keep it either at 10 and 5 round granny squares, that multiple. So I'm working on that, and oh my gosh, I have so much of that yarn. Look, I've shown you this before, but this whole bag is absolutely full of Premier anti-pilling in those colors, okay? So I've got that bag full, so I could probably make 3 throws out of that. And then I've got this bag full of bright colored. And what I did was I bought some black in this same anti-pilling yarn. It was just cheaper than buying the Premier anti-pilling again. So I bought like 10 skeins of this, and it's really nice yarn. I can't really tell much difference between it and the Premier. It says 100% anti-pill acrylic, and it's 169 yards, whereas the Premier is more yardage. It's 100 and no, it's 203. So it's probably about the same, but I didn't want to have to pay Premier shipping, so I bought it from Hirschner's. Okay, here's my big news, y'all. I have finished this. I don't know if you remember seeing it, but I was working on this, my first knitted shawl. I think it's Noble Knits YouTube channel. Now, in all honesty, I wouldn't mind this being bigger if I wore it as a shawl like this, but I love how that looks. Isn't that pretty? It goes with this top. It kind of gives it some nice contrast. So it's not bad. This was one skein of the Michaels Karen, well, from Michaels. It's not Michaels brand. It's Karen Cake's Blossom yarn. It took forever, but it was so enjoyable. I absolutely love to knit. It doesn't hurt my hands. It's the most soothing thing, but I can never ever give up my granny squares. You see this blanket? This is the first crochet blanket I ever made, and I dearly love it. Now, it is not anti-pilling acrylic. It has lots of fuzz. I think this is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and then there's like all kinds of different value yarn brands in here. A lot of it's Red Heart Super Saver. This was this is just so, I don't know. This is actually Big Twist when they first started making Big Twist yarn. Um, the blue and the green. And that's a moss stitch border. But this means the world to me because it's my first ever blanket. And this is my first ever knitted shawl. I did knit a scarf, and I think I've shown you that. But this is the first um, real finished knitted project that I've ever done. And I love it. It's just, there's just something so sweet about seeing the things you make and all the stitches and all the time you put in, all the joy that goes into it. Um, I'm trying to think. There's so much I want to share with you that I can't. Here's a basket that I finished. I don't know if I've shown you this or not, but I'm keeping all my yarn in it to finish this sweater. This is on a pair of 5 Chalgoo needles, I think, 5mm Chalgoo. But it is so pleasurable. I could just go on and on and on with this back. I'm really scared to make the sleeves and the front and all that, but hopefully it'll turn out well. At least I do have enough yarn. Of course, now it's all wound up in another project. This is not good. How did that happen? I don't know. I'm going to unwind it while we talk. I see. This ball of yarn somehow got, if I didn't work on 10 things at once, I might have better luck. Sorry about that. Okay, so these are the projects that I'm working on, and I have one more to show you, and the problem is now it's after Christmas, so I don't know if I'll ever decide to finish it. This is a bag I made, which I absolutely love. I may have shown you this, but this is a rectangle granny that I started. As you can tell, if it's going to be a throw, it's got a ways to go. But I love these colors. And this is Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee, soft and sleek, low peel fiber. Oh, and guess what, guys? My husband gave me a $50 gift card to Hobby Lobby. He knows what I like. It will certainly be a while before I spend it because, my gosh, I've got so much yarn. But I wanted to show you this. So all of this is, all of the solids are the Yarn Bee low peel, but the variegated is the Big Twist Party. So as you can see, it crochets beautifully. It mixes with your other yarns, your other 4-weight yarns. This is a color called Spiced Wine. It is one of the new colors. I just think it's so beautiful. I want to finish this and give it to a friend of mine for Christmas. It's just gorgeous. But again, crochet, I can't do it for long periods of time for some reason. And I don't know what's up with that. But does anybody else have that issue? I guess it's arthritis. I hate to say that because that makes me sound old. Sorry for drinking, but it's so good. Okay, this is another thing I finished. And it is kind of sad looking. It's my very first knitted washcloth. And I used these straight bamboo needles, 4.5mm. And this is Lily Sugar and Cream in the color Orchid. Hold on, my washing machine's going crazy. Sorry, my washing machine got out of balance. I had a load of towels in and it sounded like the house was falling down. Has anybody ever had that happen? I had to undo all the towels. They were all twisted and balled up together. Anyway, I was showing you my washcloth. Well, dishcloth. I need lots of practice, as you can tell. I think it's really hard to, what you have to do on this is do increases. You do it diagonally. So you just go this way. So you increase until you get to this point, and then you start decreasing. And the increases are easy. It's just that you yarn over, and that's easy. But the decreases, knitting 2 stitches together with this yarn on these bamboo needles is very difficult, I think. It's difficult for me. So I'm hoping that as I do more, they'll look better. But these are for my daughter. She needs some dishcloths. And I don't know, what do you think? I almost wish it was bigger, but I guess for a dishcloth, this is about right. Um, and as you can see, I've made a few boo-boos. The stitches aren't perfect, but oh well. I'd like to do more of those. I have huge, huge amounts of that Lily Sugar and Cream yarn that I need to use up. So as you can probably imagine, the next few days for me are going to be filled with crochet and knitting. All of my evenings are, but I'm so excited about having these days off. I want to do some journaling, and I want to do some planning for the new year. Do you guys do word of the year, like your word for the year? You know, you pick a word that's kind of going to set the tone for your goals and your ambitions for the year. Mine last year was devotion, and I was going to do these devotions from John MacArthur in his book Drawing Near. But I don't know if you are like me. I struggle so much with routine and like a set thing that I've got to do every day. I rebel against that. I do not like thinking that I've got to do something every day. Um, I don't know. I did it until about May, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. I need to be spontaneous in my well, in everything. I just can't stand rules, and that I don't know what that says about me, but I have this rebellious streak, apparently. I just don't like knowing I've got to do something every day, or that someone expects me to do something. And I think that's what happened with the channel. I didn't want to have to post every Saturday. And so I just kept, I don't know, to me, you've got to have energy to do these posts. You've got to have, some enthusiasm. And there for a while, mine just was not there. I did work on, we had an event at work, and we were to decorate, we decorated all these trees. I work at a business incubator, and the tenants in that incubator space all decorated a tree. And there was one tree left, and so I decorated it for the institute where I work, and I will pop in some pictures of it right about here if I can remember to do that, or at least somewhere in the video. But I made 24 of those baubles that I showed you in a previous video. I think 24 at least. These are what they look like. You just crochet around one of those clear plastic baubles. Let me get a better one. I got some really pretty ones in here. I used all sorts of different yarns. Let me see if I can get it to focus. I get so confused. This is the new Red Heart speckle. And there's the blue Red Heart speckle. I just think that's so pretty. This is like a mixture of cotton and acrylic yarn. And then I got these little hangers from Amazon. So I did about 24 or 25 of these and decorated a tree. And then I also did some little handmade ornaments. I'll show you those maybe at another time. But I think the hardest part of this was this star for the top. I designed this myself because I just couldn't find a pattern that suited me. So I just made it up. and it's a little bit wonky. The night before I was to decorate the tree, I put Mod Podge on it to try to stiffen it, but I ran out of Mod Podge, so I ended up, well, I didn't run out, but I ran out of the container that I had made for it, and I didn't want to go back down to the basement to reload the container, so I may finish this with some more Mod Podge. That's hard to say. Is it Mod Podge or Mod Podge? Anyway, you know, that glue stuff. And all I did was like, well, actually, I put it on this. I cut this out so that it couldn't be seen, and I stapled it with my office stapler to the back so it would stand up, and I just perched it on top of the tree. So anyway, that took forever for me. It was fun though. I had so much fun decorating that tree, and the event was very successful, very well attended. So that's all I have for this video. Hopefully I'll be doing more this week. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you have a happy new year. And I hope you'll come back, and I hope you'll hit subscribe and like and all the, YouTube things. But I really appreciate you being here and sticking with me. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching.